Western powers debate aid and policies, China has been quietly yet aggressively expanding its influence across Africa. But this is not a story of tanks or colonization by flags. It's a modern form of takeover through infrastructure, debt, diplomacy, technology, and resource control. One infrastructure invasion, building Africa, owning Africa. China has built roads, railways, airports, dams, stadiums, and even parliaments for African countries. These projects are often funded through massive loans from China's state banks under the Belt and Road Initiative (BRI). Example: the Mombasa-Nairobi Railway in Kenya cost $3.2 billion, and 90% funded by Chinese loans, built by Chinese companies, and operated by Chinese workers. In Ethiopia, China built the African Union headquarters and reportedly bugged it, sending data back to Shanghai every night for 5 years, according to Le Monde. While these projects modernize Africa, they come at a price: debt dependency. 2. The debt trap diplomacy. Many African nations are deeply indebted to China. These debts are not just economic burdens, they give China leverage. Zambia owes billions to Chinese lenders. When it defaulted, China was accused of negotiating for control of critical assets, including mining operations and national power companies. Djibouti owes over 70% of its GDP to China, and now hosts China's first overseas military base, strategically located near a U.S. base. This strategy is called debt trap diplomacy: create dependency, then control. Through resource grab, buying Africa's future. China is hungry for resources. Africa is rich in copper, cobalt, lithium, oil, gold, and more. In Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, Chinese firms dominate cobalt mining, critical for electric car batteries. In Angola and Sudan, oil deals tie extraction to Chinese development loans. Ghana and Zimbabwe have lost vast lands to Chinese illegal mining operations, often protected by corrupt officials. China doesn't just want the resources, it wants to control the supply chain from raw material to finished product. 4. Political influence, buying loyalty. China has strategically targeted African political elites. Lavish trips to Beijing for African leaders and parliamentarians. Scholarships for African students in Chinese universities. Chinese-funded media houses and news content shaping pro-China narratives. China promotes the Beijing model, development without democracy, appealing to authoritarian African regimes. In return, African leaders often back China on Taiwan, Hong Kong, and human rights issues at the UN. 3. Tech and surveillance digital colonization. Chinese tech giants like Huawei and ZTE dominate Africa's digital infrastructure. Smart cities with Chinese surveillance tech. National ID systems and telecoms run on Chinese servers. Allegations of spyware embedded in government networks. This gives China unprecedented access to African data and digital control. Africa listened. 6. Cultural soft power, the dragon's smile. From Confucius Institutes teaching Chinese language and culture to Chinese media like CGTN Africa, China is reshaping African perceptions. Chinese movies, dramas, and cartoons now air across African networks. Chinese is taught in schools in Uganda, Kenya, South Africa, and Zambia. It's not just a trade invasion, it's a cultural takeover. Is Africa selling its soul? Africa is not a victim, but a negotiator in this relationship. Yet many of its leaders prioritize short-term benefits over long-term sovereignty. With mounting debts, resource exploitation, and digital dominance, China is positioning itself not just as a partner, but as Africa's silent master. What's unfolding is not colonization by force, but a strategic, calculated economic colonization. The dragon didn't roar, it whispered, and African listened.